Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Startups and Dragons. We're here with Mohammed from Panda Wish. Welcome. And so I guess before we get started, tell us just a little bit about yourself and what is Panda Wish and what drew you to solving kind of this particular problem.
Right. So I have been in the IT industry for ever, I guess now. My background is mixed between digital marketing, IT security. So I have been around in the IT for a while, some mobile app development as well. What drew me actually to this problem is my personal experience. So I usually try to look on ways to improve my life as well as the others. So in one of my travels, I was trying to look for a massage service, and I found it very complicated to do so. And it was shocking considering how many spa available in the city I was in. So it took me probably the whole night trying again. I travel a lot, so some of these trips can be 24-hour if you are going to the other side of the world, and it can be very tiring. So like after 24 hours between airplanes, the chances is you cannot even move. So I tried to look out for a service, and I was shocked I couldn't find an easy way to communicate between a therapist and a client. And I have one of my friends who actually work in this industry, so he would have to call people person per person, holding a phone and starting calling the people who work for themselves, freelancer or whatever the case is. And I'm like, okay, this doesn't make sense. There got to be a better way of doing this. And it's like I done my homework, I done a little bit of research, and realized, okay, there's a huge gap right here, and we have a problem that we can address. The thing that got me actually even more excited is when I realized how much or how little actually most of these people who work as massage therapists or even work as a beauty specialist make. So if you are working for a spa, and some of the actually, but in many countries you don't make as much as people would expect you to. So I figured, okay, there's definitely an opportunity here to improve everybody's life. Those people can make more money, and me as a customer can have a better way to do stuff. So if I can just get my phone out, start saying, just like you do it with an Uber, if you need a driver, I want everything to be just, with a tap of a button. So this is really what I thought. It's like, okay, I can literally do something similar to Uber. People take out their phone, click the tap, and voila, something magical happen and people come to you. You don't have to go anywhere. Like I hate to go to a spa, or sometimes even if you're gonna do something in salon and wait for an hour. It's not me. I'm like, I'm very lazy. I don't know like how can I describe this, but through the pandemic, if you guys saw me last June, I looked like my hair looks like this. It was like a disaster. So yeah, it's like I keep saying like, what? I think it's too much work to go to this salon today. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next month, maybe the month after. So sometimes I go to the salon. It's like,
The salon comes to you.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like the salon would be like, man, you should be in here 3 months ago. I was like, yeah, I know. Yeah.
I love that you talked about also how the platform that you're building is valuable to the people on both sides. I think platforms notoriously hard to build. We're a platform as well, and I think people forget that you need to bring value to both sides of the market. So I think that's an important point. And then
Absolutely.
we kind of talked about your customers. And then one question for people who travel a lot. It seems like you're a prolific traveler. What's your most important travel tip? How do you make travel if you're traveling a little bit easier on yourself?
Well, for me, thanks to I guess the internet and my phone, I have I guess internet. I can use it worldwide. So just make sure you have an internet access on your phone. T-Mobile usually is great with that. So I will pull out my phone, do my research. Sometimes it's even last minute thing, but if I done my research ahead of time, I will get a lot of tips on how to do things, how to make sure I have the right app. Sometimes I would be shocked if I go to a country and I realize if I downloaded an app earlier, it would have made my life way easier. So just make sure you leverage technology in your research as before you actually go visit that country or that location.
Awesome. And then so here's where we flip a coin, where we either talk about your superpower or your super weakness. Let's see. We were
No.
we were heads. I think it was heads like the last five times. But greatest weakness. What is a blind spot that you have that you really need help with, or that you prefer someone else to kind of handle, or tell us.
So I'm a perfectionist as in some way. So like if I'm gonna do something, I tend to put my whole effort making sure everything is done correctly. Sometimes I tend to overdo it. It's okay with me, but like if you are dealing with people, especially employees, I try to make sure from time to time I try to kind of take a back position and start asking people if I'm pushing too hard. So I tend to push people to the fullest sometimes, and this is the only area where like I believe I need to work on myself a little bit, making sure not to push people to the tip. So
I mean, I like that though. It's a lot of people that we have on talk about perfectionism as a trait. Sometimes it's a superpower and a super. I think as is true of a lot of these things. It depends on the situation, but I definitely understand where you're coming from there. It's always important to give people responsibility, but it's also good to have a standard. And then kind of going along that line, when is the right time to grow your business? It's something a lot of founders struggle with. So I always like to ask this question: when is the right time? It's you can always optimize what you have and make things better. That'll make it easier later, but you always have to be growing. So where's this line, and how do you navigate that?
sure. So I believe the opportunity presents itself. You just make sure, like as far resources, do not spend like take them don't make them very thin. Don't separate them too thin. Just make sure you don't burn the people you have. But as far as when do I actually should move on and start growing my business for our current business, I'm thinking the way for us to do it is once we have everything stable, once we have our like if we go to city number one, making sure our platform working 100%, we have some kind of stability. This is now really when we should go ahead and grow and move
So
outside of
you need a strong
these
base to
locations.
build off.
Yep.
Yeah, totally makes sense. And then how do you stay physically, mentally healthy? Something a lot of founders struggle with. And whenever we ask people, what questions do you like on the show and what don't you like, they respond to this one. They like to get people's feedback on this.
So I would say from time to time, just go on a walk. That usually help me clear up my mind and kind of just take a break of whatever I'm doing. This is always helpful. Sometimes maybe I would just if I have an opportunity. I'm a world traveler. I love to travel. So whenever I get a chance, this is definitely a big break for me. But on my daily basis, I would just try to take a break. Maybe watch something funny. I love watching comedy shows. That's usually helpful. So I will just take my mind off whatever problem I'm having, try to cool it off. Stay away from anything that's stressful. I do not like, spending my time probably. And again, for people who love drama, I apologize, but I try to stay away from, TV shows with drama because I'm just trying to like, okay, I need to cool off. I need to relax. What relax me really is something funny or something, it just does not consume me mentally. This is, I guess, the most important thing for me.
Drama free. It's good.
Yep.
Good advice. Now we meet the wizard. We give your younger self advice in one
Sure.
category here, and let's see what we get. We get a three. Hiring. We haven't gotten a three in a while. What do you look for when you're hiring someone? What are the traits that you're looking for to know this is the right person?
Definitely the skill set. Would be looking for whether they have the right skill set or not, but also making sure they, take accountability. So I would try to take more, kind of feel like, okay, is this person, willing to take this level of responsibility? Can he do well under pressure? I would say these are the most important stuff. That person would actually own whatever piece I will give him and make sure he can enhance it, just not to do day-to-day task. Again, with the startups, things shuffle around a lot. So making sure the person has the personality of, okay, today I can be doing this, tomorrow I can be doing something else, and I will still be excited. I know not everybody loves this kind of stuff. Some people prefer routine. I am a lot of things. Routine is not one of them.
Yeah, I think you touched on a really interesting point, which is if you're a startup, it takes a special type of person, and an established company takes kind of a different type of person. And I've definitely been in situations where someone who comes from the corporate world really thrives in a startup environment. They feel like free and creative, and then sometimes it doesn't work out. I think that's always a challenge. Like hiring for a startup is its own unique challenge. And then speaking of challenges, what is the challenge you're facing right now? Maybe someone out there can help. What's a problem that you're tackling at the moment that, is the main focus for you?
So our challenges shift from time to another. I think though our biggest challenge right now is definitely the funding, and we are working with Me Venture now on order to raise enough money to bring our iOS app live. So yeah, I think we are right on as far as our biggest challenge. But again, it shifts from time to time. Just I guess 6 months ago we had a completely different issue where there was a new law because of the COVID. They were trying to contain the situation, and people cannot even touch each other. So that was a huge issue for us. But again, things are changing, so the challenge moved from one time to another. But as far as today, definitely it is the funding is our biggest obstacle that we're trying to overcome.
Yeah, usually I wait till the end to mention it. I'm glad you brought it up. But Mohammed has a campaign for Panda Wish on the My Venture application. So definitely download it, myventure.com/download, or visit our website and check it out. And then you can learn more about it. If you have any questions that aren't answered in the campaign, ask him in the Q&A. He's super, super responsive and will answer any questions that you have. And then now we're at the end of the journey where we meet the dragon. You get -2 from before for weakness. But tell me when to stop. Let's see what you get.
Stop.
So 13, 12, 11. So you sneak in there, wound the dragon. We'll Venmo or PayPal you, whatever your preference is, $50. We encourage you to invest in entrepreneurs on the My Venture platform. And then tell us before we go, tell us how people can find Panda Wish. Where can they find it or learn more about it, and anything else that you just want people to know.
Sure. So definitely we have our campaign on Me Venture. You can find some information there, and everybody is welcome to ask me any question. If you go to our website, panda-wish.com, you should be also able to find a lot of information. We are putting even our campaign info within a day as well out there. So you will have all the details, including the investor pitch deck that you guys can go through. As far as our app right now, we have our Android app on both on Google Play. Probably you can download it, but you will not be able to access it unless we have the service accessible in your location. So that just heads up. But yeah, this is probably the best places you can find information about Panda Wish.
Awesome. Well, I've really enjoyed our conversation since meeting you. I think it was almost a year ago, and just I always enjoy speaking with you. Thank you for coming on the show, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.